Hello everyone, welcome back to Papercrafting with Paul. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. And a little sneak peek of a project I've been working on. So this is an album I've been making just for fun. It was a little challenge to myself, which was to create an album using only one pad of the 8x8 Seize the Day. And this is what I came up with. Now, you may or may not know that Graphic 45 now, with their 8x8 pads and the 12x12, you get patterns and solids with them. So you don't have to buy a separate pack. So there's patterns and solids and the papers all in one. And the patterns and solids are a little bit bigger than 8x8 because of the name tape. So it allowed me to do a couple of little cheats in this one, which has allowed me to make an album, which is actually 8 1/4 by 9 1/4. Yeah, 9 1/4. So it's a little bit bigger than what you would probably imagine you can actually get from the 8x8. But as soon as you see the inside, you will see that one pad actually went quite far with a bit of paper saving and sneaky uses. So I've gone this time as well for a spine which is wrapped in paper as well. And I've taken my time with this one for the construction of the base, so that I've got a video which you can refer to on how to use the construction tape to make a cover, and the wrapping is in that video as well. And also then I take my time and do a separate video for a spine and base page. So when they come out, they'll be nice, slow paced, so you can follow and learn. So great for the beginners. For people who have made my albums before, you'll probably be able to just jump in. You may just want to watch the decorating of the cover one. So it wraps around. So I've used the full 8x8 sheet and a die which cuts a faux grain effect into your cardstock. I don't know if it's coming out on camera though, but it's lovely. It's a Cool Cats die. Actually, I've got it here now, and you can see in the die it's got little ridges which indent into your cardstock, giving you a nice faux grain effect. And then it wraps around. I've used some of the border strip on the edge there, and then this is where I was talking, it's not 8x8 paper, but the pattern of solids is actually 8 1/2, so I managed to cover that a little bit further. If you've only got your 8x8, you just need to make this a little bit blue bit a little bit longer and bring it to there. It's no shakes, you can do there as well. Okay, so when we open it up, we open up with a nice large pocket on the side, using the border strip papers to extend our papers to make them longer than what they actually are. So nice deep pocket. Of course, it's 8 1/4 by 9 1/4, so it's nice big for your 5x7 photos or something, or photo mats to go in there. Moving on to page 1, we have this. I managed to work out the measurements that these two strips are the same size, so you get this nice central piece, but it's not a flap, it actually all joins together. And then again, using the border strips to extend that, making the most of our 8x8 paper going across. And then you open it up, and we've used the patterns of solids again just to line up, and we've got another pocket here then to put some large items in. Lots of spaces for big items in this album. But yeah, I was quite happy with how that worked out with the strips. I enjoy the maths of working it all out. Then we flip over. A lot of these pages now come in pairs, so they look quite similar. This one I've gone for pattern continuation, so I've used just the 2 sheets of 8x8 to cover the fronts of these. So this one, I've got some journal cards just to show you where things go. We've got a large pocket here which goes all the way down to the bottom, so nice big space there, and then a smaller one here. And it would have been easy enough to do the same on the other side, but again, managed to work out the maths and to get it looking like the same. But actually, again, we've got that big large pocket, but when you open this up, we've got a lidded one here as well. Now I did have enough paper left over, so I could have done a flap on this side as well, but it would have had to be a different paper, which I didn't fancy, so which is why I left it off. And of course that you could swap them over. You can have the flap on this side if you wanted as well. But yeah, lots of spaces here for photos. And then we turn over, and I used the little journal cards. So these are what the leftovers are from. So I could have gone for the ride the wave over that side. That would have matched nicely. Could glue it over actually, couldn't I? But it's nice like that. So we've got the journal cards here, and then I've used the reverse on the back as journal spaces, and it's a mirror image just offset. And then this photo mat here is perfect for your 6x4 photos, because the red mat is 6¼ by 4¼ which I was able to do because of that extra ½ inch on the patterns and solids. And then they open up, and I've used pattern solid on the back as well, so you've got some photo spaces there, and of course more pockets then on the inside. And then they just close, some magnets there, and then we turn over. Oh, and each of these, I should have said, is a pocket page, so you've got spaces inside as well. Now this page, I've got to say thank you to Kay and Maggie for this idea. Now, when you're coming to the end of the album, you may have lots and lots of strips left over. So these pages utilize those leftover strips we've had to make some vertical pockets. So you've got one here, you've got one here, you've got one here, and then some triangle pockets here. So we've got some graphic 45 tags here tucked in, so they fit nicely into the triangles, but they also fit in there, and there, and there. So let's have a look at what it looks like without any tags or anything in it. There we go. And again, of course, you can just tuck things, smaller items into there as well. So I love that as a way of using up your scraps. And then we're going to flip it over to the final page, page 8. Just taking one sheet, I managed to get a couple of belly bands with some nice, clever but easy measurements on this one. So we've got a belly band and a belly band, and as you can tell, we use up a lot of the scraps. Then you can make some photo mats like that just by using little strips next to a plain cardstock image. And then the back is identical to the front, a nice deep pocket which you can put large items into there. So there we go, that is my one pad wonder album. One pad wonder because it's a wonder we managed to get it all out of one pad. So I have been working on this for a while, so I've already got the base planned. So I've got a PDF in the works. So if you're watching this right now, and this video has only just gone up, it won't be available quite yet. I've got some work to do on it, and it'll come out when the tutorial comes out, so you can watch the videos in line with it. So how can you get hold of the cutting guide and the page maps? Well, you need to join my Facebook group. My Facebook group is called Papercrafting with Paul. So Papercrafting, one word, with Paul. Type it into Facebook and I'll pop up. Just answer a couple of questions and you'll be in. And then you'll just go to the file section. But I will add a link to the Facebook group below, so you can just click on the link and it'll take you straight there. And yeah, just go to the file section and look for the One Pad Wonder album, Seize the Day, because I think I will do a second PDF, all of the same measurements, but I'll use different paper pads, I think, for the tutorial, which, should I give you a sneak peek? So there will be a second album made, so you'll be able to choose then if you want to make a Seize the Day version or an alternative version. But of course, any 8x8 pad from Graphic 45 will work. Just needs a bit of adjustment if you haven't got those patterns and solids, but I'll show you in the tutorial how to come across that. Or if you want to use a different brand, a Stamperia version would be lovely, because they do 8x8 pads now as well with matching patterns and solids. So you could just buy a regular pad and one of them, and you should be able to make one of these as well, providing you're just very careful with how you use it. So there we go. So thank you for watching. Do leave me a comment below about if you're looking forward to this, what you're looking forward to, or if there's an element in there you really like. Tell me your favorite part, whatever you want. I do love to hear what you think, and as I said, head to that Facebook group as well, and you'll see what everybody else is doing, and hit that subscribe button, because then you'll get notified when the tutorial comes available. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.